Hello, this is Allison Mattingly, Director of College Counseling at Yes Prep Northside. The following presentation is designed to give students and their families more information about the trip to China in the summer of 2017. Before you continue on with the presentation, you should have a few things out and ready. One is the How to Enroll form. The other is the payment options and fundraising, as well as the itinerary. It's also a good idea to have a pencil or pen handy to take any notes or write down any questions that come up as we go through the presentation. The first thing you will notice is on the bottom of this slide, the 3 cities that we will explore on this trip: Beijing, Hangzhou, and Shanghai. These 3 cities in China will be a part of our 9-day trip spanning from June 20th to June 28th in the summer of 2017. You will also notice the title in the top left corner that says Explorica. Explorica is the company we are working with to create this trip. It was important for us to work with this company in order to get the most benefits and see the most things in China by working with this company. As many of you know, international travel allows us to broaden our worldview. Why we wanted to create a trip to China for Yes Prep Northside students was to reward students for committing to learning the Chinese language. This trip is available for students who will take AP Chinese in the 2016-2017 school year, or who will take AP Chinese in these 2017-2018 school year. For students, this trip will serve to have 7 points on your Do Something project for the summer of 2017. Students who learn Chinese throughout their time at Northside have explored many cultural and historic events and sites throughout China through their lessons. This is an opportunity to see such things firsthand, as well as having some fun. If you refer to your tour itinerary, you can see a breakdown on the major highlights from day to day. You will notice that day 1 and day 9 are travel days, as getting from Houston to Beijing is a lengthy process. But the in-between days 2 through 8, you can notice a variety of locations and events and tours that we will go on. If you have any questions about the tour itinerary, you can explore our site on Explorica, our actual tour itinerary, and watch a variety of videos on tours and other things, or you can reach out to me. We know that a 9-day international trip is pretty expensive, so it's important to understand what's being included in the cost, and then we will talk about how to cover that cost. So what is included? Obviously, a trip between Houston and Beijing, the airfare alone is quite expensive, so that is one thing that is included. Also, all of your overnight hotel stays are included in that fare. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are also included. What I also enjoy about this is that we will have the services of a full-time tour director. A tour director is somebody who is in China and specifically there to help us navigate all the different cities and locations and travel. This person is local and speaks the language and will help us throughout our time in China. I know, as somebody who does not speak Chinese, unlike the people I will be on tour with, this is a great help and benefit for me. Also included are any of the fees, our entrance fees or the boat tour fees, and selected travel and attractions throughout our time in China. Some things to think about when budgeting for this trip. Passports are not included in the cost of this trip. Students who enroll in the trip must have a valid passport and the ability to travel between the United States and China freely. If you do not have a passport or need to update your passport, that is something that you must do, and the cost is to be burdened by your family. The other things to think about is traveling to China. Many friends and family members will want you to bring back souvenirs and gifts. So including that in your budget as well, in order to make sure that you have some money to purchase some things while in China to bring back for your family and friends. When working with a company like Explorica, they do offer some travel protection and travel insurance options. If you look down at the bottom, you can see the website for the travel protection plans that go into much more detail about what they're all about. Travel protection plans help protect you against unforeseen reasons why you may need to cancel a trip or lose out. If you lose your passport or lose your luggage, these things provide a little bit more protection from those costs. This is not something that YesPrep either recommends or does not recommend. It is up to each individual family if they wish to purchase travel protection. Now on to pricing. We have our own individual site that can detail and break down the pricing for you. But for each student who enrolls, the total cost is $3,081. Now, it is our goal to fundraise a significant portion of that cost, knowing that most families cannot pay out of pocket that amount of money. If a student is willing to sign up before the end of the school year, they will save $75 by using the voucher code BLOSSOM75. That information is found on your How to Enroll packet. Payment options. Explorica, the company, offers 3 different payment options, and we will go into more detail about what that means for YesPrep students. But we are going to recommend that you select the first option, which is the automatic monthly payment plan. As you can see, the deposit itself is lower, so it's a $50 deposit in order to save your spot. Then for each month, you will be billed a certain amount to either a credit card or a checking account, and it's divided into equal monthly payments. On the manual payment plan, this has a higher deposit, and then within 30 days, another $500 deposit, as well as 75% of the balance being due 105 days prior to your departure, and then finishing up with 65 days prior to your departure with the rest of the payment. While this is a good idea for fundraisers, it does cause a little bit of concern on how to raise $500 per student in 30 days. We are not discouraging people from creating this plan, but just knowing what they're getting into. And obviously, Explorica allows you the option to pay in full. If you have the ability and the willingness to pay in full, you may do so, and you just will not be included in the fundraising efforts of the other students. From a YesPrep standpoint, we're looking at 2 different options in terms of payment and fundraising. So option 1, if you sign up prior to the end of the school year, it would be that $50 deposit and then 11 monthly payments of $260. What I like to think of these monthly payments as individual fundraising goals. So for each month, the student has a goal of raising $260. If you feel like you cannot fundraise alone over the summer or don't feel like you have the money or the guidance to do that, you can wait until we return to school and sign up in August with a $50 deposit, which leaves us with 9 payments of $345. So the payments are larger, but you would have the support of the YesPrep system. Either way, we need to think of this as fundraising goals per month. And if we do not meet those fundraising goals, the family is expected to pay the remaining balance. So if we individually fundraise $100, the family would be expected to pay either $160 or $245 out of pocket. Some fundraising ideas that you can do individually over the summer include selling food at a church or community event, asking your friends and family to sponsor your trip, holding a car wash or other event. I've even had raised a decent amount of money selling lemonade and popcorn at a popular park. So thinking about a variety of ways you can raise money to meet your individual monthly goal. Once students return to school in August, we will gather all students attending the trip to establish larger, more significant group fundraising. When group fundraising is done, we will take the money that is raised and mail that money to Explorica, who will then divide it amongst the students equally. So if 10 students sign up and we raise $1,000, each student's payment would be reduced by $100 for that particular month or payment. Before I forget, I'm going to go back. If you do not make a payment, you are at risk of losing your place in the trip. So it is very important that we stay on top of our payments and that we do so with comfort and that we have an urgency around our fundraising. Once again, in order to travel between the United States and China, it is very important that you have a valid passport. If you are unsure about how to get a passport, please reach out first to the U.S. State Department. The post office, as well as the downtown library, all have passport offices that are more than happy to help you through the process. If your passport is about to expire or has less than 6 months of validity, you need to renew your passport prior to traveling to China. If you reference your enrollment paperwork, you can see the step-by-step process on how to enroll. At the time of enrollment, you do remember you must have your $50 deposit ready to go and an idea on which payment plan you would like to select. Once again, our specific tour with the itinerary that's been explained, as well as to make sure you are included with all other Yes Prep students, you must enter the code Mattingly-9528. Once you have your account, it will give you how to make a payment and give you more information about your tour and itinerary. Also, included in your login is your online tour diary. This allows family and friends to keep up with your travels while we are in China, to document what you do day to day, and it also allows you to keep record of all the wonderful things you have done, which can be turned into essays or updating your resume, or really just memories. If you have questions or want to learn more about Explorica, the company, you can do so in a variety of ways. Number one is to go to explorica.com and look around the website to learn more about the company. If you need to contact them regarding payment plans or travel insurance, the information is here. They are available by phone and email and are very responsive as a company. If you have individual questions about fundraising, enrollment, or anything else I can help you with from a Yes Prep Northside standpoint, please contact me, Allison Mattingly, either via email or phone, and I look forward to answering your questions. Thank you so much, and I look forward to traveling to China with all of you in the summer of 2017.